keep your eyes in your own lane, get help, get coaching, make it happen, make your dream real.
Welcome to the Impact Driven Entrepreneur, the podcast that helps you expand your reach and convert that reach into clients so you can lead your tribe with confidence and create change in the world while living the life you desire. And now your host, certified business coach and consultant, Mariana Ruiz.
This episode of the Impact Driven Entrepreneur is brought to you by my Become a Client Magnet Intensive. In this 90-minute intensive, you will learn how to attract ideal clients to you using your free content. So you'll learn how to actually monetize your free content, how to attract the right people and get the people to convert. In other words, to purchase from you from your free content. And I've walked hundreds of women through this process of creating your magnetic message and really starting to attract people to you through being yourself and not being pushy and not being salesy. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, go to marianacruiz.com/work with me, or just go to marianacruiz.com and click on the Work With Me page. Welcome to the Impact Driven Entrepreneur. In this episode, we're going to interview Kristy and Flora Ware. They are past clients of mine who have done exceptionally well in their business. They have built their business while working part-time hours and both of them working jobs and having a little one at home. They have put in a lot of work, but also a lot of downtime and flexibility around their family, their life, and everything that's going on with them. So I really am excited to share with you what has worked for them, how they've gotten to where they have. They just recently celebrated their 1-year anniversary for their business and have hit multiple 5K months in the last year. So excited to share that with you and how you can make that possible for yourself as well.
So can you guys tell us a little bit about yourself and how you kind of got started in business?
Hello, I'm Kristy Ware. I'm a core confidence specialist, strength trainer, and nutrition coach, and I work with stressed out moms to help them regain their fitness and fabulousness.
And I'm Flora Ware, empowerment coach and goddess guide, supporting women with mindset and magic.
And together we are Strength and Soul Wellness,
coaching and inspiring women to love their body and nurture their soul.
Yeah, so I'm Kristy, and basically the story is I have been on the ball field and playing sports since I was 4, and sports and exercise have been a huge part of my life. And so about 11 years ago, I took a trip from Ontario to British Columbia and landed in a small town of Nelson and realized really quickly that the jobs that I'd had for most of my career were unsatisfying, and landed in Nelson and thought, wow, my passion for my entire life has been fitness and health. And why have I never really taken this on? And why am I not doing this as work? And so at that point, I started my certification as a fitness trainer, and things sort of just progressed from there. And I've been certifying and upgrading since that time. And now, so have been fitness training basically for 10 years. And so that's sort of my story of how I got started. I've been putting lots of money and certifications and insurance and all these different things that you do. And I had always been sort of a side gig as fitness training. And I had a 9-to-5 working day job, and did fitness training on the side. And I finally was like, wait a second, I'm putting all this money and time into something that I love. Why aren't I stepping into my expertise and really doing this as my job? So basically about a year ago, Flora came to me and said, I'm going to start an online business. What do you think? And I said, what? Well, you can't do this by yourself. There's no way. Like, we have to do this together. Like, I've got to figure this out. And I had heard about online fitness training a few years previous. And I thought, this is my time. When I first heard about it, I thought, no way, I'm never going to do that. Like, what is this online fitness training? And then I really looked into it and thought, you know what? Actually, this is the time I need to step into this, and I'll let Flora take over from there. So, yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty funny how it came together, realizing that our passions and our skills were the perfect marriage, if you will. But at first, for a couple of days, I actually couldn't really see how we could work it together. But yeah, exactly a year from now, Strength and Soul Wellness was born, and Kristy's the strength and I'm the soul. And together we're passionate about wellness. And really my story begins in 1993 when I attended my first full moon circle with my mom. And it was just such an incredible experience. And it touched me deeply as a young woman. And so ever since then, I've been on the path of just always to bring more magic and meaning into my life and to share that with others through circles, through workshops, through sacred theater, through sound healing. I became certified as a sound healer because I'm also a singer, and just all sorts of wonderful, fun, magical ways that I love to do things. So that's us.
Love that. And tell us like a little bit about how it was like when you first got started, like from building that idea concept into actually building everything out.
Yeah. So we were pretty lost. I mean, we had a lot of passion, and we basically had like so many years of life experience and passion and skills. And taking it into a business format, and especially an online business format, was different. I signed myself up for B school. So I did go that route with learning from Marie Forleo and really learning how to operate a business. And I'm coming from a background in the nonprofit world. I know we hear a lot from entrepreneurs that are coming from a corporate background. It's not me at all. So I was already working in arts nonprofit in marketing and communications. And so I knew exactly how to do all that kind of work on like a shoestring or non-existent budget. So that part all made sense to me, but suddenly promoting my own thing and talking about what we were doing, I mean, it's been different. So, I mean, I was lucky enough, quite honestly, to connect with you, Mariana, early on through a Facebook group, and just start to realize that there were so many people out there that were helping. And so we went kind of the traditional way where we got a website done first before we launched. Felt like we needed that. We've talked about it now. We're not sure that we did need it as much as we thought we did to launch, but it helped us feel like it was real, and especially for an online business. So we put together our lead magnet opt-in. We did the videos, we set up the email sequence, and then we launched. And the response was pretty great. I mean, and we're lucky enough that we've made money every month that we've been in business. I mean, anywhere from 500 to 5,000. We're trying to work on more of those 5,000 months.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And you guys are, I think one thing that sets you guys apart and really propels you forward is you're not afraid to ask for help. Like, we had done some sessions together and you came back and were like, I want to continue working together, right? So I think that was one of those things that really helped you guys. And I really admire that about you. And I think another thing that really sets you guys apart is that you're willing to go there as far as like the soul side and the mindset side. Can you talk about that a little bit, Flora? Because I think it's so important. And I think sometimes we're so stuck in strategy that we forget all of the underlying energy stuff.
Yeah, well, that's my strength. That's my gift, is being in that area of being connected to spirit, being connected to my intuition. And so I'm someone that needs the strategy, which is why I reached out to you. So it's important to know where your strengths are, where your gifts are, and also where your shortcomings are, because then you know where to ask for help. Kristy is our CFO. She's our Chief Financial Officer because she's really good with money. And I'm more the CEO, as making those executive decisions and being the project manager. So we've figured it out how it works for us, but it is important. I mean, when we're working with women for health, like for how we're sharing with our clients, like you've got to have the exercise and the nutrition and the mindset. I mean, that's just how it comes together.
Yeah, I'm just going to add to that. So for me, I haven't always had a very grounded sort of spiritual path, if you want to call it that. And upon meeting Flora, really quickly on, she said, what, you've never been to the store called Gaia Rising where they have runes and tarot cards and all these things? And I said, no, what's all that? And she took me and I was hooked immediately and have actually started bringing that into my fitness training practice. I feel like clients come through the door a lot of days that are from stressed out corporate jobs, and I can't ethically put them through a fitness training program them when their cortisol levels are so high that they're so stressed out. So bringing them down and using mindset and getting them to a calm place before I even put them through anything. I learned that way back early on 8 years ago from Flora, and how to implement that into my work and into my own life. So I think the mindset is so huge, and that's a really good point.
Yeah, I really saw that when you guys were in flow, as we like to say, right? Like where you guys were feeling confident and you were feeling good, right? Like that's when you had like these spectacular results in your business. And so can you tell us like a little bit about what it was like that first like official launch we did for Flora's program? I'd love to talk about that a little bit, because I think the strategies we use there are something that I want to really highlight here.
Sure. So it was all organic reach. So I had crafted what I thought was a pretty compelling, or what you call, I think, your magnetic message, which was really my introduction to be in a new Facebook group. So a photo of me, an introduction of who I am, what I'm about. And because we have to be very clear with who we are to attract the right people, I was very upfront and used words like queer, like feminist, like witch. These are all actually polarizing words, right? So if you can vibe with me and I'm a queer feminist witch, then you are going to want to say, hey, I'm going to check you out. If you're someone that reads that and goes, whoa, not for me, then that's totally cool, right? And I did that very consciously. And the response that I got at that time, because all I did, it was just an introduction and a few key Facebook groups. And I said, I'm excited to connect with you. Send me a friend request if you want to connect, or just something really friendly with that. Like, it was just like, I'm excited to get to know more of you. Like, send me a friend request. And like in one of those groups from that one message, I got 26 friend requests. So I was like, okay, all right. I kept track of every organic lead that I had carefully cultivated for about 4 or 5 weeks in a Google Doc spreadsheet. So by the time that I announced my free 5-day challenge, which I didn't call a challenge because it was a guided goddess journey, which is what it is, again, using my own languaging, I had 70 or so organic leads all written down. And I did my own magic ritual. So yes, I'm going there. So the night before the launch, I had my own magic ritual, like literally in front of my open Google Doc, which was kind of weird for me because I'm not usually doing a ritual in front of my laptop. And I literally spoke all of their names as like a vibration of welcoming. And I just felt like, okay, this is it. I'm putting it out. So did all 70 of those people sign up for my guided goddess journey? No, but most of them did. And they invited all their friends. And I had 137 people from, I think, 6 different countries, like around the world, 136 people from my first challenge. It was awesome.
It's incredible.
It was awesome.
And 0 paid advertising. It was all organic.
Yes. And I want to just interrupt here for a moment, as like, really wanted to do paid ads. And my response was like, don't do it. No,
that's right.
Great advice.
Yeah. And here's why. I just want to explain that a little bit for any listeners who are like, well, how come? Like, why not? And the reason is because you really want to make sure you have a working funnel before you spend money on it. So you want to make sure, like, okay, hang on, is this going to actually sell me something or not? And then also there's some specific numbers that you're looking for when you do Facebook ads, and you want to make sure that each person that comes onto your list through Facebook ads is still going to make you money. So you need to have some certain numbers from a previous launch. So yeah, and I think also that also kind of got you to focus more on, this was your first launch ever, so focus on those organic strategies and like really zero them in.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I appreciated every connection that I made. I mean, I love that part. Like that was like, wow, I have online friends now in every continent. I mean, how awesome is that?
She'd come home raging about how many conversations she'd had on her commute to work with these people in Singapore and China and all these different places. And I was like, really? That's really interesting. And she's like,
Italy and South Africa. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about impact. That really, I mean, you just like hit it out of the ballpark with the impact there. And your people love what you do. They love your message. And I've sat in on one of your circles. It's really fun and really deep and beautiful. And it's really gorgeous. Like I just loved it. That was my first.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, thank you. It was interesting how it then translated into the people who continued into the paid program though, because it actually ended up being mostly local women. And that was interesting and not what I was expecting for an online program, but it made it really sweet because a few months after it wrapped, a bunch of us met in person and we drank wine and tea. And so that was really neat that even though I'd made all these global connections who ended up actually going into my paid program were more local women that I actually then got to meet in person.
That is so awesome. And I think sometimes too, like, especially for your very first couple of launches, first couple of clients, it's going to be the people who are closest to you, not always geographically, right? But they kind of feel like they know you a little bit better. So they call that like the lowest hanging fruit. And I hate that term because it's like, these people aren't fruits, but you know what I mean? Like, they're the closest to you in life and they probably trust you more because they've had some more contact with you or feel like they do if they're proximal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. And can we talk too a little bit about the strategy that we used to get people to actually purchase? So like the sales page and how that worked.
Sure. Well, it was on your recommendation that I didn't just have a like buy now button, that it was apply for a call with me. And I really appreciated that because I did want to talk to everyone that was considering joining the program. I needed to pre-qualify them in a lot of ways. I mean, in some ways they'd pre-qualified themselves because they'd just gone through the challenge with me, but I wanted to talk to them again. Like you said, the work that I'm doing is more deep. It's more soulful. I wanted to connect with them on that level. So you had recommended that the call to action from the sales page was a link to book a call to chat with me. And that way I did manage to talk with everyone first. And I mean, and yeah, it was pretty sweet because my conversion rate ended up being like 95%, only because one woman ended up backing out in last minute. Otherwise it would have been 100% conversion because everyone that finally got that far and said, yes, I want to do this. And yes, I'm going to book a call. It wasn't even a sales call. They were more just, they'd already decided. So that was definitely a morale booster and made me feel really good.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that happens too. Like when we're first starting off and we put so much pressure on like the words we're going to use on a sales page, but it's not even about that. It's about the people. And so when we kind of remember what it's really about, it makes it so much easier. And also it's so much easier to get a sale over the phone than on a sales page. When you look at launches like B-School or these other big names, even Marie Forleo, who teaches copywriting, I'm sure she has somebody review her copy and like really make sure that like she's hit every single thing, right? And so when we're starting out and our sales pages don't convert that well, like they might convert 1%. And for, you know, when you got people on the phone, you're converting 95%. That's incredible. Like, so it's about using some strategies that are specific to where you are in your business, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. And then tell us a little bit about kind of what having this side income has helped you guys to do, or like kind of what does that look like? And, and we haven't talked about your son yet. So
yeah, so I'll take over here. So yeah, we do. It's true. We have a little guy, he's 3, and Griffin. And that has definitely changed the way we function day to day at home, especially on launching a business. And we had him when we launched. So I know a lot of entrepreneurs are coming into this and maybe they haven't had children yet. So this is maybe something to share too, is we went into this business already having a child. And as soon as we launched, pretty soon after, or maybe just before, he actually dropped his nap. So our business time, the time we could actually work, was reduced quite a bit. And so there's no nap in the middle of the day. And it was like, okay, do I get up an hour early and we go to bed an hour later? Some nights and make it work. And yeah, so it's definitely having a child impacts your ability to work. He's definitely the inspiration behind our business. For me, specifically doing fitness training, I actually ended up being, although I'm not the birth mom, I ended up being the stay-at-home parent when Griffin was 8 months. Just some unforeseen circumstances happened and I ended up being the one at home and Flora went back to work. And for me, being into fitness and health, suddenly my entire life was changed. And I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I can't go to the gym anymore. Time is of the essence to get things done at home and take care of him and the house and everything else. So that ended up actually becoming a driving factor for me to share my passion with other moms, because making time for myself in the middle of the day really leads into, okay, wait a second, I'm not the only one here. And there's got to be so many parents that are stay-at-home parents that need health and fitness and wellness advice and guidance. And I'm living it. And so I need to put it out there and really, really share what I'm doing and make sure that other parents are on the same page and know you can do this, you can be healthy and take care of yourself and be at home and all of that. So that's my piece on that.
Yeah, I've noticed a huge change. I mean, fitness and health wise, when I came home, it has been a little bit more of a struggle to, like you said, get the work done for my business. But what ends up happening is like the health stuff kind of goes on the back burner, at least at my, for me. And so I think that's a beautiful mission and it's so needed. Mm-hmm. We were so grateful because and I really believe I manifested this, but they opened up a gym like around the corner from our house that has daycare. And so I get like an hour and a half of daycare in there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I go there every day and it's a great motivator to like, be like, okay, I get some space from the kids midday and I get to go work out and kind of get my energy.
Take care of myself.
Yeah. Way to manifest that, Mariana.
Yeah. Because I live in the middle of nowhere. There was literally one gym and it was extremely overpriced and had nothing. So this one opened up and it was shortly after my daughter. They required that your kids had to walk. So my daughter was kind of walking and then she wasn't. And so it took us a little while to finally be able to go there, but it's been really, really wonderful ever since we've been there.
That's awesome. I know for me, the sanity, like I say, being into sports and active my entire life, it's a sanity saver. I couldn't imagine having a day where I'm not doing something. And that's what it's really about, fitting it in. It's, I love to walk around town here with Griffin. We're out every day walking somewhere. In the summer, we bike all over the place. And that's how I get it in. If I'm at the park with him, I'm that mom that's like doing step ups on the bench and doing push-ups, around the edge of the perimeter of the park. And you just make it work. And it's about being creative and not being so structured and just fitting it into your day. And then it inspires me and inspires other people. So,
well, and might I add that if you can't already tell, Kristy's pretty energetic. And so even the idea of her being in front of a computer for more than 2 hours at a time, this is someone that didn't want to be on Facebook, doesn't like computers. And now she's running an online business. So
the dumbbells are beside the desk. I get up and do stuff when I need to.
But what I was going to say is that in fact, the mompreneur schedule works for you because you actually couldn't work on a computer more than 2 hours a day.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And I'd love to talk a little bit about that because that was, if you're comfortable with that, Kristy, how you started to warm up to doing Facebook. And so how it started, just for everybody listening, Flora was doing a lot of the content marketing and the online stuff. And then just a few months ago, you started doing more of that. So can you tell us a little bit about your journey of coming more online and how that evolved for you and the techie side of things?
Totally. Yes. The techie side of things, not totally my forte and has never really been something I felt really confident in myself. So I've tended to, and you'll attest to this as well, Mariana, working with me, I'd resist. Right away, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. No way. And that would be my immediate wall would go up and say, no, I can't learn another platform. No, I'm not going to take this on. This is too much. I'm overwhelmed. And then as soon as I took a step back, took a deep breath, was like, okay, went and ran around outside, whatever I needed to do, came in. I was like, okay, let's look at this again. And, took my time to methodically go through it. It actually wasn't as hard as I thought. And I can say that with my trainerized platform that I'm using for my fitness clients, I can say that with Trello that you introduced us to, and even Facebook for that matter, I've learned so much to just, take a step back and like learn it. And now I can do Canva, and I've got MailChimp going, and I've got, what other programs do we have? Any number of things. I've got Gmail and Google Docs, and I'm using the Drive, and I'm doing all these things.
She's using the Google Calendar.
I never did before.
Yes.
I was like, you're a dinosaur. You've still got a paper calendar. So anyway, yeah, there's been lots of changes for me that I've realized that I just need to know in myself that I have resistance immediately. And if I have time, I will come around, and I just need to take time to learn it. That's really my message.
Well, yeah. and to add to that, what's helped is hiring a VA, because what we were able to pinpoint is that Kristy enjoyed creating the content, creating the posts, but she didn't like having to figure out where to post them all, or, when to post, where to post, all that. So now, we have a VA doing a lot of the posting, and her favorite part is then just going back and responding to comments or whatever, like
following up.
Yeah. For the follow-up. And so we had to identify, well, what part of this do you really not like? Can we delegate it? Can we outsource it? And the answer was yes.
Yes, I love that. And I was so happy. I think when you brought on your VA, you were still kind of like, well, I don't know, can I really afford this? Like, can I really? And like,
how come not?
Thank you.
Yeah.
And isn't it like the amount of stress that it saves you, even just like you said, just the Facebook posting, which is not a lot of hours, right?
Mm-hmm. That was life-saving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'll never forget the first morning I woke up. I literally woke up and I got the email, oh, your sales page is done and complete, like a lead page. And I was like,
Yeah. And it's incredible. I can't imagine not having somebody on to help me. Right. And I think so many of us struggle for too long because we're afraid. So I want to just like take this moment really quickly to refer back to one of our old episodes, season 1, episode 5. It's called Stepping into the CEO Role. And I talk about how to hire a VA, like what to do, what questions to ask, like the entire process. So that's waiting for you there. If you are looking at, if you're in this stage of your business and you're looking to hire somebody or just get a little bit of help, you don't have to hire somebody full time or even 20 hours a week, right? You can just start with 3 to 5 and that will be plenty to start.
Yep. Yep, exactly.
That's what we've done. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So is there anything you guys want to share like with new entrepreneurs who are moms that like maybe we haven't covered yet that you kind of think is really important for them to know?
Yeah, I think the biggest sort of takeaway for us and things that we want to definitely share with other entrepreneur moms is if you've got a passion and you want to do something, don't wait. Don't waste time. Like for me, I've been fitness training for 10 years and it's always been a side gig. And it's really frustrating to look back now and feel like I could have been doing this. I could have really jumped into this even just a couple of years ago when I was introduced to online training, could have changed my business and changed my life. And as much as divine timing and I'm here now, it's like, yeah, don't dwell on it. Don't wait. Just jump in and do it and do what makes you happy, inspires you and what you're passionate about.
And for me, like, it's just that, so that, yes, I wish that I'd started sooner. And if you're really wondering what to do, sometimes it's right there in front of you. Like, what are you really passionate about? And what do you really love to do? For years, I thought that what I was really passionate about and what I really loved to do was something that would never make me money. And so I had that I had that block. I thought, well, that's just my fun, soul food on the side, and not realizing that, like Kristy said, years and years ago, I could have turned this into something that could have been profitable. And so I just would tell people that are maybe wondering, they want to do something, but they're not sure what they do. Like it could be actually just right there all along, something that you totally love to do. What we're offering, Kristy and I, is from the core of who we are. This isn't like a trend that we decided to jump on the boat. Like this is who we are. This is who we are. And this is what we love to do. And now we're still figuring out how to translate it and transfer it into business, but you can find it. You sometimes just need to look around and look at your life. Yeah. Listen to to those nudges of intuition.
Yes, love that. And it doesn't have to be what anyone else's looks like, right? Like it can be your own way, right? Flora does mindset coaching so differently than all the other mindset coaches I know. And that is beautiful. It's what sets her apart, right? And so whatever you want to do, you can do it in your own way.
Yeah, I think that's really, even for me, bringing in the mindset side to fitness training has been a big game changer for a lot of the clients that I work with. And it's really not about just going into the gym and doing a killer hard workout. It's so much more than that. And yeah, that's what I think sets us apart. You're absolutely right.
Well, yeah. And for us, like success is about having the choice. That's where we really want, that's what we all want. I think we want to feel like we have choices and that we have freedom, that we've got time freedom, that we have financial freedom. And we're not there yet. We're still working towards it. But success also means us giving back. And that's something that we've been passionate about for many years. And 1% of all of our profits gets donated to charities that we support. And so those are the three things that for us is what success means to us. It's like choice, freedom, and philanthropy. So success is going to look different for everyone, but that's what it looks like for us. And we have a vision and we know what we're working towards.
We'll get there. Yeah.
Love that. Love that. And is there anything you wish? Oh, I do want to ask you this one question because I love asking it. If you had just 3 hours a day and $5,000, like what would you do? How would you start?
If we had that, that would be incredible. Let's start with that.
Wow, 3 hours a day?
Amazing.
That'd be amazing.
We have never had 3 hours a day since we started our launch in last June. So if you gave us, that would be a gift. So yeah.
Okay. So can I just interrupt you for a second? Like
Sure.
How freaking awesome is it that you've had like 2 to 5K months without working more than 3 hours a day? Like this is so possible for anyone, right? Like listening right now. So,
okay. Well, let's be clear though. Some of those days, like we work our other jobs, we come home, we eat dinner, we put our son to bed, and then we're working on our business. So there's long days, but still, yeah.
And that's kind of like filling up your future income account, right? Like
that's right.
They're long days, but it'll be over. I mean, you'll be out before you know it. I mean, for me, that's how I felt. Like I was like, oh my God, this is so hard. And the time just went so quickly because you are so busy, right? And then next thing you know, you're like, oh, now we're on a new phase. Like, wow. And so it's okay, right? Like it's not, I mean, it's temporary, right? Like I say, like phases.
It's the change is constant. So it is always evolving and changing. And I just finished reading The Big Leap. And in The Big Leap, Gay Hendricks says this quote about entrepreneurs that's really stuck with me. And this question really relates to this is entrepreneurs do today what others can't do tomorrow. And that is exactly, it hits the nail on the head. We are killing it right now, literally like staying up long hours, working hard, and we see where we're going. And that's where it's, really important. And I think back to your question about the money and the time, if we could go back, it would be investing in coaching and really getting ourselves in a place where we could start making money sooner, as opposed to, maybe a website. That's super important, but maybe we could have started with some other things. And so, getting a lead magnet going, increasing our list, like those kinds of things are really important right out the gate. So if we had more time, or the 3 hours a day and the 5,000, that would definitely be a place where we would have started.
Yeah, love that. So that's very practical thing. So awesome. Thank you. Is there any where can people find you before we wrap up?
Yeah, we're at strengthandsoulwellness.com. That's our website.
It's also our Facebook page and our Instagram handle.
There you go.
Yeah. And we have a Facebook group called Healthy Habits for Life. And that's also the name of our free 5-day program that you can opt in to get, Healthy Habits for Life. And that's taking one day at a time to implement a healthy habit. And you get meal planning and
exercise video,
mindset meditation, and journaling, a few other things to really get you on a good track. And we have a growing Facebook community around that and what we're doing.
Love it. Thank you so much. Is there any parting words before we go to help a mom reach the next level of success in her business?
Well, get help, reach out. You can't do this alone. And also don't opt in to every single freebie that you find. That's not going to help you get ahead. I'm still working on getting more focused, but when you find a few people that you really resonate with, just pay attention to them and don't keep on getting distracted, and really using your intuition and just your gut on who you do want to follow and who you do connect with. Not putting down Amy Porterfield at all, but like, just because she's Amy Porterfield, I don't totally resonate with her brand, and that's totally fine. But for a while, I thought I had to follow what Amy Porterfield was doing because she's who she is. And then at some point I realized, I was like, actually, no, I don't. And sometimes I'm always just, I have to control the opt-in craziness sometimes, but just keep your eyes in your own lane. Get help, get coaching, make it happen, make your dream real.
And for me, I definitely think it's do what you love and step into your expertise and own it. And that's something that I've had to work on. I've been doing this for long enough that I need to own that I'm good at what I do, and it's okay to say that and really do what you love. So thanks so much, Mariana. This has been, awesome.
Love this. Thank you guys so much for coming on. It's been awesome chatting with you and sharing our conversation with the public. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it, another episode of The Impact Driven Entrepreneur. I hope you enjoyed listening to Kristy and Flora's story. I think they are such a huge inspiration to so many of us who are doing the mom struggle and juggle all day long. And if you have any questions for them, or are like, how did this work out? Go to the Facebook group where you can connect with them, you can connect with me, you can ask questions there. That community is there for you. I want you to use that community to, ask questions and, really get the support that you need in your business. And you can get to that Facebook group by going to the Impact Driven Entrepreneur. Just type that in the Facebook search bar and it will come right up. So next week's episode, I'm going to be talking about the most crucial elements to keep going, even when you feel like things are scary and very, very uncomfortable. So I can't wait to share that with you, because I think that comfort in the discomfort is really the key to growing and exceeding past that point that you feel like, oh my gosh, can I really do this? And how you break through and how you actually come out on top is by moving through that discomfort. So I can't wait to chat with you then. Have an awesome day. Bye.